The NFL 2025 draft is near, and we're going to break down my offensive sleeper picks. Get yourself a pillow, snatch yourself up some popcorn, and smash that like button. Let's get to it, baby. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, the WayneBreezie. Thank you so much for tuning in. Check this out, man. Today, we are going to talk about sleeper picks from the offensive side of the ball for the San Francisco 49ers. There's several players that we've been like mock drafting to these guys. We've been talking about them. Now, today, we're going to focus on some players that you might not have heard much about, and they could be steals for the San Francisco 49ers. So don't sleep on these players. Before we do that, smash that like button. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section of the show. If you want to support the channel, go ahead and become a member of the Breezy Bunch crew. All you got to do is click on that join button and follow me on all my social media feeds at the WayneBreezie. We are brought to you by residency.com. Use the promo code. You can see the hats in the back of the case. Residency.com. Use that promo code SFBreezie and you'll save $5 on your total purchase. Again, go to www.residency.com. Use the promo code SFBreezie. Now, for those that don't know, I will be going live. Here's my draft day schedule. Thursday night, streaming live at 7 p.m., an hour before the draft. Friday night, an hour before the draft at 6 p.m. So we'll be right here. I'll have the crew with me, and we will be talking about the NFL draft. We'll go over the big board and all that good stuff, so don't miss out on that. All right, let's go ahead and get to today's topic, and I want to focus on some players that you may not have heard too much about, right? We call these sleeper players that you may have fallen asleep on, and I still think, you know what I'm saying, they can be a problem in the NFL. So let's wake that ass up, boom, and let's get to my draft day sleeper picks. All right, draft day sleeper picks coming right up. Let's start with the quarterback position. We have not talked much about quarterbacks earlier in my mock draft. Check out the mock draft episodes, man. I got 16 different mock drafts for you guys to check out. There's a playlist. All you got to do is click on the playlist and watch the mock drafts, all right? There's 16 versions by myself from the WayneBreezie so that you could check out. I got all kind of mock drafts here. Brady Cook, and he was on one of my mock drafts. I thought he had a really good combine workout. Quarterback out of Missouri. Suffered an injury last year. Luther Burden III, everybody's talking about him and how he's like one of the top wide receivers. Well, this was his quarterback for the majority of the time he was in Missouri, right? This was his quarterback. Brady Cook was the quarterback. Now, I got him projected to go in the 5th round. And look, the Niners don't need to draft a quarterback before the 7th round. Like 7th round, they got 3 picks. If they want to go quarterback, cool. The Niners may, if Brady Cook decides to fall, nobody's looking at Brady Cook, cool, that's one thing. So let's talk a little bit about him, man. Here are 3 things that are really great about him. His versatility. He is effective in the run game as well as in the passing game, right? That's what he does. He can throw, he can run. So he has athleticism and versatility, to give yourselves that dynamic on the offensive side of the football. And then we got to go with his football IQ. And I was thinking about Brady Quinn, and I'm like, yo, this dude doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Like, he doesn't have a lot of mistakes underneath his belt, right? And that's great, right? So when we talk about mistakes, we're talking about turnovers and things like that. And so, not Brady Quinn, Brady Cook. Can't believe I said Brady Quinn. Brady Cook, all right? Brady Cook. I've probably said Brady Quinn this whole daggone time I've been talking about him. But his name is Brady Cook, all right? His name is Brady Cook. Now, he completed 62.4% of his passes for only 2,535 yards, right? Now, he did play in most of the games. And his best game, you would never believe that his best game was the bowl game against Iowa. Best game, 32 attempts, 18 completions, threw 2 touchdowns in that game. All right. And I talked about his turnovers, right? His turnovers aren't really something that he does a lot of. Excuse me. But he did only have 11 TDs, 2 interceptions in 2024. He's 6'2", 215. So he's kind of like that perfect size, kind of like that 49er quarterback size, 6'1", 6'2", 210, 215, 220, 225, that kind of like that range. And he does fit. And again, like I said, I thought he tested very well at the NFL Combine. That's where you probably start to hear who Brady Cook was. Let me pull up my Combine stats, and you guys can check out my Combine stats over on the Patreon. If you guys are members of the Patreon, these are free to you. I have all these documents all set up, color coordinated, all that good stuff for you guys out there, right? So he was high. He was the best quarterback at the NFL Combine. I'm talking about in every statistical category. His RAS score was a nice 9.71. His 40-yard dash was a 4.59. He runs almost as fast as George Kittle. You know what I mean? 10-yard split was a 1.53. His vertical was a 37-inch. His broad jump was 10 feet 8 inches. His 3-cone was 7.13, and his 20-yard shuttle was a 4.17. And that's what you get, right? You're going to get athleticism. And then I guess one of the things you can't teach, and is leadership. We're talking about team captain, strong presence out there on the football field. That's who Brady Cook is. That's exactly who he is. So it kind of mirrors on. I'm not comparing him to Brock Purdy, but if you think about it, Brock Purdy, what is he? A team captain, right? High football IQ, doesn't make a lot of mistakes, and he has the versatility. Now Brock Purdy's not as good as of a runner as Brady Cook, but Brady Cook is looking to get the ball into the end zone using his feet too. Speaking of that, let me just look up his rushing. He had 73 rushing attempts for 375 yards and 5 touchdowns. Now, the only area where he has to pick up in, he fumbled the ball 5 times. So that's a problem, right? That's a problem. But they're probably around the goal line, and he got hit, and the ball popped out. And so he's got to work on that. But sleeper number 1 for the San Francisco 49ers, if they're looking for a quarterback, Brady Cook would be a sleeper quarterback. All right, he'll be a sleeper quarterback. All right, let's get to the running backs, because this is my favorite position. Running backs, linebackers, I'm tied into these guys. I met Marcus Yarns at the Senior Bowl, so I got a chance to meet him, interviewed him. I'm not sure if I put the film out. I got to do better at putting out the film. I'm just not an editor and stuff like that, and so it takes me more time than it does. If there are any editors out there that want to help out, let me know. But Marcus Yarns, I was talking to him at the Senior Bowl, and I asked him a question. Did he meet with the Niners? He said no. He was honest, right? He was honest about it. He told me who his favorite team was. It was the Philadelphia Eagles. But just to know that he has met with the 49ers since the Senior Bowl. He has met with them. He has had a meeting with them. Marcus Yarns, I got him going in round 6, round 7. Running back class is super deep here. And the reason why he's a sleeper is because he's not getting, just enough of he didn't run as fast as I thought he was going to run in the 40 time. But he's got that football speed. And once he's going, he's got that top end speed. So once he's going, you can't catch him, right? He's gone. Kind of like how the wide receiver Tej Johnson was from Oregon. Like, how did he run so slow? But on the football tape, when you watch him, he's a lot faster, Now, he went to a smaller school in Delaware, all right? Understood. He's light, though. He's like 198 pounds, 5'11", 198. He's got to get his weight up just a little bit. Want him to get over the 200 pounds. Where he's most dynamic, you can see it, is out of the backfield as a receiver. Literally, he is a 5'11" wide receiver playing running back. That's how I label him. He got the fastest, one of the fastest 40 times. 4.45 40 with a 1.55 split. All right, so that was his 40. They don't have to necessarily have 4.3 speed because when he makes people miss out there, that's where it's going to be crazy. Now, his acceleration is a lot faster than his speed, so he can get off quick, and he can get that quick step, that quick burst. You can see that's one of the main things about him. Versatility, again, I talked about him just being out of the backfield. What he's able to do as a pass catcher, out of the backfield. Now, rushing, he rushed for 844 yards. He averaged 6.3 yards, all right, with 6 TDs. Guess what? No fumbles. Actually, one of the best stats, he only has 2 fumbles and 367 career carries. Ball security is a plus, my guys. Ball security is a plus. He does not turn the ball over. He does not turn the ball over. Now, I see he has a total of 3 fumbles throughout his career, all right, per PFF, all right? So we'll see how that is. Now, he's played all his years at Delaware, decided he did not want to hit the transfer portal. That's what I asked him about. Why didn't he go to a bigger school? And he said he wanted to remain here. Like he said, they gave him an opportunity. They were interested in him, and he wanted to remain loyal to his alma mater. So that speaks volumes for me. These are the little things you can't teach, the little intangible things you can't teach. Now, again, as far as rushing yards after contact, he's averaging 4.22 yards after contact. So it's just like, dang, you hit him, but you still can't bring him down. He's averaging over 4.22 yards, and you know that is a big sign for me. Yards after contact. As far as missed tackles, 33 missed tackles forced. As a wide receiver, 23 targets, 17 receptions for 297 yards and another 5 touchdowns. So this kid can catch out of the backfield, and he has a way of getting into the end zone. He's averaging 13.2 yards yards after the reception. So yak is there. So once he catches the ball, he's going to make you miss. And I saw that at the Senior Bowl. There was a couple of players out there that just made people miss. They were uncoverable. Marcus Yarns was one of them. So running back Marcus Yarns out of Delaware, sleeper for sure. So everybody wake up, because you're going to want to know his name. Will the Niners look into him, getting him later on? Is this a Bobby Turner guy? Who knows? But Marcus Yarns out of Delaware. Wide receiver, another Senior Bowl player that I didn't get a chance to talk to him, so I don't want to sit here and lie and cap to you guys. But I did get a chance to see him and watch him. Now, he wasn't really utilized as what I wanted to see him utilized as at the Senior Bowl. There were so many wide receivers. Ty Felton out of Maryland, got him going in the 5th round, because there's just so many other wide receivers. Now, look, if you want a route runner, like, you don't have to worry about him in the route tree, and his routes are sharp and precise, this is your guy. This is why there's no need for the 49ers to reach for these wide receivers. And everybody knows my favorite slot guy, Jalen Noel. Sign me up. Give me him. You know I love him. I like Jaden Higgins. I like those Iowa State guys. Love Trey Harris as an X. All right. But this kid can line up, and he can get open. There's no problems with him being able to get open. Now, on the 2024 season, he had 96 receptions. He was 1,119 yards for the young fella, Ty Felton. All right, 9 touchdowns for him as well. And so, yeah, and as far as yards after the catch, 6.1. So not a huge yak guy, but a guy that can get open. He can line up outside. He's an outside guy that runs really good routes. You can see the 3 things that I love about him: route running, all right, quickness, the agility, and the acceleration that he has, and his yards after the catch, which we just talked about. All right, this kid is going to be a serious problem in the NFL. And if the 49ers decide they want to go with the wide receiver, but they don't want to spend early draft capital on a guy, and they have a couple of 5th round picks where they got pick 147, pick 160. How crazy would it be to use pick 160? Is that the pick we traded to get for Deebo Samuel, if I'm not mistaken? How crazy would it be? I can't remember if that was the Deebo Samuel pick or the Jordan Mason pick. I get kind of mixed up. That might be the Jordan Mason pick. We might have had 140, we got 147. But anyway, use one of those 5th round picks, and you might be able to snatch up a guy like Ty Felton. You might be able to snatch up a guy like Ty Felton. So 6'1", 183 is what we had him at the combine. 9.6. The athleticism is through the roof. RAS scores through the roof. He ran a 4.37. 151 split, 39.5-inch vert, 10 feet, 10-inch broad jump. When I tell you that this kid is athletic, he is athletic, right? He can move out there. Fluid, really good guy. So sleeper wide receiver for the Niners, Ty Felton. All right, Ty Felton could be a sleeper, draft day sleeper for the Niners. Then I got the tight end now. The Niners have met with Jalen Conyers with the top 30 visit. All right, so and you know my favorite tight end is Harold Finn Jr. Yes, I'm a Michigan fan. Love me some Colston Loveland. Love the 6'5" frame, but it's too rich for my blood. Give me a Harold Fannin. But listen, if the Niners decide not to go tight end early, Jalen Conyers is that athletic freak that they're going to be looking for. Jalen Conyers really does have those Jordan Reed type of vibes, right? Pass catching, being able to be movable on the offense, right? You can move him up, you can line him up wherever you need him. If you need him in the backfield, if you need him as a quarterback to play the Wildcat, he can do that. Athleticism is through the roof. You can see his contested catches, 60% contested catch rate, 60%. He's a big fella, great hands. Love him, love him, love him. Now, it doesn't have the super speed. He ran a 4.74, but that's not all what athleticism is, right? It's not all. Athleticism is not just speed. Speed means you can run fast. Athleticism is how well you can move. His athletic score was a 9.24. So all the other measurables are great. 260 pounds, 6'3.5", 260 pounds. Like, that helps him out big time. 35.5-inch vert, 10 feet 1 inch broad jump. I'm not sure if he did any others, but he's really strong. 32 reps on the bench press from the NFL Combine. And these are just some of the things that I love about it. Production, not super great, like not super like stand out. Like, none of the tight ends, the only tight end that had that crazy type of production literally was Harold Fannin Jr. Other than that, not even the great Ty Warren, like the kid from Penn State, had crazy production. You know what I'm saying? But he was targeted 42 times, caught 30 receptions, 320 yards, averaged 10.7. All right, so that's good. 5 touchdowns, red zone threat. Like, that's what you're going to get. He can score in the red zone. He will be able to be the guy that you're going to not cover. He has the size matchups again, 6'3.5", 260. Good weight out there. Smooth route runner. Sounds like Jordan Reed to me, right? Smooth route runner. And he's a damn good blocker too, by the way. I mean, he's not a bad blocker. Bad run blocker. Okay, so he's a damn good blocker out there. And I like what I see from this kid on football film. You know what I mean? Like, I think in football, his football film has been really good for the reps that you see out there when he's going out for passes, however he's utilized. I just think he's really versatile. You know what I'm saying? Really versatile. So far as his grades, when it comes to blocking, 80.1 run blocking grade, 75.4 pass blocking grade. If you tell me he's not the tight end for the Niners, and why is he a sleeper? I guess because he's just not really being talked about. I mean, he had his top 30 visit. We hyped him up. I hyped him up. But again, not really talked about. Kind of falling under the radar, which would be a great draft day sleeper for the Niners if they wanted to scoop up an offensive juggernaut and a weapon. No, he doesn't give you the speed of a George Kittle, doesn't have that type of speed, but his ability to get open, his ability to be utilized in different other ways, this is what he can do. True H-back out there on the football field. Jalen Conyers, the tight end from Texas Tech. He be problem. I ain't even gonna lie. I went with offensive tackle sleeper. All right, so offensive line, I'm going to go through the whole line. So here's my tackle, Charles Grant, William and Mary. I got him going in the third round. So if the Niners are looking to get a perfect tackle fit for the zone scheme with an athletic offensive tackle, we're talking athletic offensive tackle. So if that's what the Niners want, if they want their guy, if they're looking to give Chris Forrester a stud, okay, if they're looking to give him a stud that fits the scheme, nope, you ain't got to make him do anything. He is a left tackle. Exceptional lateral mobility, burst, and quickness. That's what he has. Effective and zone run blocking schemes. And when he get out there in them run games, he's a strong finisher. Get ready to be pancaked and your ass be put on the ground. It's a big dude. 6'4", 300 plus pounds. Okay, it's a big dude with quick feet. Like, the guy is light on his toes. Real talk. 767 offensive snaps for him last year. And he only, as far as his pressures allowed, 9 pressures, 2 sacks, 1 hit, and 6 hurts. So he only gave up 2 sacks in last season. But if you look at his career, 4 total sacks. The 5 years at William and Mary, he's only given up 4 career sacks. 4 career sacks, 24 32 pressures, 4 of them were sacks. The rest are quarterback hits and 24 hurries. So this kid is a problem out there. This kid is a problem. The only downfall for him is his frame. Can he withstand these bull rushes and things like that? And I see penalties. I see a lot of penalties. But that stuff is corrected with technique. And if the Niners are looking to go offensive tackle, and let's just say he falls to round 4 for the San Francisco 49ers. The Niners have 2 fourth-round picks. I would not be surprised if they decide to go with a perfect fit type of tackle, which you can kind of bring in and learn under Trent Williams. It just makes perfect sense. But Charles Grant, remember that name. Charles Grant is definitely a draft day sleeper for me. Draft day sleeper. Then I went offensive guard, Jackson Slater. Got a chance to watch him perform at the Reese Senior Bowl as well. I just like mean guys. Up front, I don't want finesse. I mean, if you're a unicorn, you're a unicorn, but give me the ground and pound. Give me the mean Jackson Slater guard. I got him going round 6 through round 7. All right. Powerful run blocker, excellent mobility and awareness, effective in zone blocking schemes. Another fit guy. If the Niners did not want to go offensive line early, okay, and they see that there's a Jackson Slater on the board, this could be a perfect fit for the zone blocking scheme that the 49ers like to run. He can move out there. I thought he ran really well at the NFL Combine as well, and he held his own. At the Reese Senior Bowl. I mean, this kid was showing up in half shirts and everything, like, and the shirt cut off. He didn't play the games like that, but he definitely showed up to the All-Star game like that. 6'3", all right, 6'3", 311 pounds, has a 9.2 RAS score, so he's hella athletic. He ran a 5.01 with a 178 split. Yeah, give me that athleticism on this particular offensive line. And for the Niners, again, they don't have to invest heavy early in some of those top names that you see on the board, because they might just find a perfect fit for them later on in the draft. Now, there might be teams that are high up on Jackson Slater, and that is cool beans. I'm going to be working on my refined big board, and don't be surprised if you see him in my big board, like on my big board, all right? Like, I really think that the Niners are looking at a guy like Jackson Slater from Sacramento State. All right, big guard. And last but not least, the center. And again, if you notice that I have a little theme here, I think it's time that the Niners, because they kind of do this with every other position, I think it's time they start finding scheme fit guys. If you're gonna have a lot of draft picks, and you know what I'm saying, find guys that actually fit the scheme. Doesn't matter where you grab these guys in the draft. Eli Cox, Kentucky center. I got him going 6th round. He might not even get drafted, but I think his combine was like, I think he was the best athletic offensive lineman at the combine. Let me just double check. He did not run the fastest, but damn, his RAS score was a 9.95, and he ran a 5.02. So just imagine having Eli Cox, Jackson Slater, these guys can run 5.02. His 10-yard split, though, was a 175, so that's a little bit higher. So just imagine you having quicker guys that can get out on their blocks, right? That's what you want in this zone scheme. Guys that can kick to the outside. He has a strong base, lower body center to anchor, like the strength to anchor out there. He's positional flexibility. He can play guard as well. The Niners may just say, hey, we're not going to go with a guy like Jackson Slater. Give me Eli Cox because of the versatility. Center guard combo. High motor, can sustain blocks. This is what he's able to do out there on the football field, right? This is Eli Cox, right? Eli Cox out there on the football field. And for the 49ers, we know they need a center. They need a center for the future. They need a center for right now. Not saying Eli Cox is going to be that guy. Didn't have a totally great season in Kentucky. per his grades, but he did play 768 snaps. And when you look at the pressures that he given up, there were 14 pressures and only no sacks, 2 hits, and 12 hurries were his pressures. So why was he graded so low? You know, you got to watch film. Now, he's been in college for a very long time. Since 2019, he's been in college. But again, he has the mobility or versatility to play guard and center. That's what he does. So I loved what I saw him in his athleticism out there. And when you watch him on tape, he plays center like Kyle Shanahan wants his center to play. Like, this would be a great sleeper. Potentially you can get him in round 6. I don't think he's going to go higher than that. If he falls to round 7, boom, slime me up. Now, I don't expect Kyle Shanahan to draft 5 offensive linemen. Like, it's just not gonna happen. I know everybody's like, yo, we need to get all these stuff. Yeah, I think we get 1 to 2. I think 2 being the max. You know what I mean? Like we did last year. We addressed it twice. We drafted Dominic Purdy and Jared Kingston, 2 guards, right? 2 guys. I mean, Purdy had tackle experience. So those are my draft day sleepers. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. All right, feel free to leave that like, hit that like button, man. Please subscribe. Like that's most important. And most importantly, check out some of my other videos. You know what I mean? Like, I would love to hear feedback. I would love to know what you guys think. You know what I mean? And keep it faithful to the Bay, y'all. Peace. Oh, and stay tuned for my defensive draft day sleepers.
What's up, faithful? Thanks for watching. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And make sure you check out some of the other cool videos.